Hello and welcome to Pure Word Creations. My name is Tahira. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you so much for choosing to subscribe. I really appreciate when you like my videos and that I'm creating content that you enjoy. And thank you so much for commenting. I really do love engaging with you all and commenting and responding in the comment section below. So please feel free to do so. Let me know if you journal, if you make journals, and what you enjoy about either of those two. Today I have a custom journal that I made. It's an A5, which is around 6 1/4 by 8 3/4. And a friend of mine wanted me to create a journal for her writing teacher that she's had over the years. And the writing teacher is a poet, a musician. She plays guitar and flute. She is an advocate for young women and girls. She is also going through some life challenges right now. So, my friend wanted to have this journal be a pick me up, a place for her to reflect and bring some joy into her life during this challenging time. So, here it is. Bring the front cover up close so you can see. The fabric pocket is made from a combination of fabrics, this brown lace that's on top. I have some lace trim, some cloth from a book spine. It's a library book that was discarded. And this other fabric that came in an order when I placed an order with the Rusty Peacock Rosemary Morris. Inside I have a journaling card made with a magazine image out of a magazine I was gifted from my artist friend, Insomnia Bird Art. Thank you, Susie. And it's got some Daiso stickers, nail stickers actually, and these star brads. And I've stitched on 2 corners of the card. On the back I have a digital from Marine Astrid, and the recipient can write on that, and the front cover looks like this without the card. On the spine is canvas. I've used black gesso and copper acrylic paint. And there's fabric on the back. There are 3 signatures. And let's go right in. On the end papers, I've used Rosemary Morris's eco-dyed paper and color-dyed paper. And this actually came with a hole. So I backed it with some scrapbook paper and just put down some matte gel medium so that there won't be anything that's lifting up if you rub your hand across it. And it's stitched down. There's some red fabric there with some copper paint. This first signature starts with paper by Capital Chic Designs. I have a fabric pocket here. This fabric came from a creative reuse shop in Boise, Idaho. In the pocket is an eco print from Magdalena at Fat Pickle Studio. I purchased a number of papers from her printed papers and dyed papers because I love them so much in my own personal journal. I've done some stenciling. And this is just a note of how to use the journal. This paper is Nepalese Locta paper that I got from Paper Connection in Rhode Island. Here is a printed on photo onto this paper. I got the idea after seeing a video by Alex Castro Ferreira, and she's on YouTube or on Instagram. I think maybe both, but definitely on Instagram. And at first I was actually going to gift this photo that I got at my local antique shop, but then I saw her print on the paper, and not that that's a new idea, it just hadn't come to my mind until I saw that. This is washi tape by Cookie Sticker Co. And I have some rub-ons of flowers around the photo. This is leopard paper. Some of her spirit animals are leopard, bison, and zebra. So you'll see those reflected. And her colors, I've been told, are brown, purple, olive green, and red. So those colors are definitely in here. Here's some extra paper clips. And here's some pieces of stationery. Here's a card I was gifted by Renee at Renee's At It Again. It's beautiful on both sides. Here's some avocado-dyed paper from Renee. Ledger paper. This has a little burlap tab that I've stitched on to this handmade paper by Paper Garden, LA. And this is something that I usually do not do in my custom orders, but I felt compelled to honor one of her spirit animals in this way. So I've collaged here. This is an image that I found in one of my Buddhist organization's publications called The World Tribune. And the recipient is a Tibetan Buddhist. I practice Nichiren Buddhism, but I thought it was fitting to have this image in here of these zebras since it's such a beautiful image as well. And so what I did was to put down some black gesso. I have a scrap of Magdalena's eco-dyed paper on the side there. There's some sewing pattern paper and some lace. And I've just stamped all around it using Lin Qianing stamps. And I think I have a Chamille Garden stamp down there. And yeah, I did make sure to leave some space if you wanted to write a little poetry or a quote. But yeah, that's an unusual thing for me to do. But yeah, I was just feeling compelled to do it. Coffee dye paper from Renee. Here's some more ledger. Here's Rosemary Morris's eco-dyed paper and indigo dyed paper. So beautiful. This stationery is from Shein. And this is I think this is, yeah, copy paper, but it's aged, and I got that at a Creator for You shop. This is a page from a Jet magazine that I have. It's of Nancy Wilson and Mary Wilson, both singers. One is a former Supreme. I think she just passed about a year ago. And Nancy Wilson is a jazz singer. Some line paper. This came out of a book that I found at Five Below. The recipient's favorite season is summer. Here's another washi tape by Cookie Sticker Co. Here's a stamp, a Sacred Geometry stamp by Stamperia. Here's one of my collage clusters made with just my scraps. This lace eyelet trim is avocado-dyed by Renee. Here's the other side of that collage. Here's a fabric pocket and stationery by Rose Colored Earth Co. And that's sewn onto that handmade paper by Paper Garden. Here's some more Cookie Sticker Co. washi. It's from a game. I think there's something else in there. A little Rolodex card. Here's another photo that I found at my local antique shop. And this one was a part of a late 1920s baby album. And what I did here was to put down some coffee dyed paper and sewing paper and then print on top of both of them. So you can actually see that this portion of the photo has the sewing pattern paper. And I've actually sewn just above that stitching line writing there. And I have some rub-ons around it. And here is a greeting card. I'll open it up. It says, "Black love lives in us." And I've just done some stenciling behind there. All right. Going on to the second signature. As I mentioned before, the recipient is a Tibetan Buddhist. And this is a postcard from Nepal, which is a neighbor of Tibet. Here is Magdalena at Fat Pickle Studios. I think this is debossed images of fossils on this paper. It's beautiful. Here's a catalog page. I'm sure it's Sears Roebuck and Co. that I got from Renee. Here's some vintage typewriter paper I got at a creative reuse shop using some 49 and Market rub-ons. Here's one of a flute, and then the other one is just some music. We have a Daiso stationery card, tags by Lin Chianing in red, and a Prima journaling card. There's some more paper by Magdalena. Whatever she does to her papers is just beautiful to me. And I got this zebra print fabric. It feels like a canvas or a light canvas and that was gifted to me by Miss Mason. Here's some washi tape. Oh, sorry, there's some ledger paper before that. But here's some washi tape. It has a zebra and other animals on it. Here's some of Magdalena jelly print paper on deli paper. So pretty. And this beautiful book page comes from a book that I was gifted by Cameron of Lotus and Nightshade. I believe her library, or her local library, was having a sale of some books. And she picked some up for me that she thought I would enjoy, and she's right. I love the images in the books that she sent me, and so happy to use them. I mean, look at that opposite Magdalena's paper, so gorgeous. And this is in the signature, center of the signature. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the other side of Magdalena's deli paper, jelly printed. Down here I have a sticker from Sticky Club. The recipient enjoys tea, as do I. So I had plenty of tea, tea things to put in this journal. Here is a tea stamp with the steam being a cloud a bubble cloud that you can write inside. That's from Sticky Club. Some other things here. I have a flashcard. That's the French and English. Here's some Black History playing cards from Urban Intellectuals. This one has a quote from Dorothy Height. And then here she is on this Queen of Hearts. And then I have a daily wellness tracker page. There's a bit of lace, kind of champagne colored lace as a tab there. And this black lace pocket has this beautiful, beautiful vintage book page that I was gifted. I was gifted the whole book from Teresa of Asseret Studio. It's an actual like Dick and Jane book, but it has black people in it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And so I had to put a page of that in here. And here's one of Magdalena's dyed telephone book pages. That's just catching a little bit on the lace. Here is a word search puzzle on literary terms. And it has economist on the back. Here's the other side of that fossil paper. Here's another one of my collage clusters. It has a brad and just some threads there stapled on. And here's another stamp from Stamperia. More sticker Cookie Sticker Co. Washi. Here's a Capital Sheet Designs paper pocket. Inside here is a greeting card. And I've put down some coffee dyed paper inside, and I've heat embossed around the papers in gold. There was a sentiment here, and it wasn't, what I wanted. So I just improvised and put down some paper that um, the recipient can write over. So don't be afraid to use, greeting cards that you really love the front of, but the sentiment is just not appropriate or doesn't work for your needs at the moment. You can always make it your own. And here is the artist, Gabriella Jayi. It's called Posture, and I believe this is a wood cutting. All right, going into the third and final signature. Excuse the helicopter. More capital chic designs. Paper as a top tuck. It's a calendar page or a weekly planner page. Here is a cool thing. This is a printing by Hope McGrath. She is the curator for Yellow House, a gallery and community center in Jacksonville, Florida. I was there in October, and it was such a beautiful space. And she had her printing press right there, and I asked her for some of these that were in her printing press area. And the recipient knows Hope as well, so I know they're good friends, so I thought I would put something of hers in here as well. Here's a digital by I'm so used to saying Capital Sheet Designs. This is a digital by Kelly Maleka. And I have a wallpaper pocket. This is textured. That wallpaper is from a creative reuse shop in Greensboro. Here is a scan of a vintage music flashcard that I was gifted by Renee. Here's some pages of a DIY, make your own drum book on music. Some staff paper. Here is a digital journaling card from Style 24 Designs. And I have another rub-on the bottom here from 49 in Market. It's guitar. And that's on my tea-dyed paper. Here's a notepad sheet from Ebony's Moon. Book sticker from Sticky Club. Ledger paper. Here is a printed canvas pocket, some fruits, veggies. The recipient is vegan or likes to eat vegan fare. It's a guest check. Here's some of Magdalena's dyed glassine. Here is another cutout from the World Tribune, and these are bison at the Grand Teton mountain range. And I've just backed that image with some of Renee's coffee dyed paper. Here is a Japanese English flashcard. And to prosper, flourish, glory, prosperity, to shine. I guess different ways to use that root symbol. Here's a Hershey's syrup playing card that I found at a creative reuse shop in Virginia, Richmond. Here's an indigo dyed tag from Rosemary Morris. Here's a rubber stamp image from Ebony's Moon. Graph paper I got at a Goodwill, inside a composition book at Goodwill. This ledger paper I found at a ledger. I found the ledger at a creative reuse shop in Denver. And this beautiful paper from China. It's embossed or debossed. And that is from Paper Connection in Rhode Island. Here's some more Cookie Sticker Co. washi on this bag. There's a playing card. This card I was also gifted by Teresa of Aseret Studio. It's a quote from the Buddha. Your work is to discover your world and then with all your heart give yourself to it. And here's an angel card that I'll leave the recipient to turn over. Actually, there are four angel cards for the recipient in this journal, and I've not lifted them out of the bags. They are for her. This comes out of a beautiful book of photography that features Black people as the subjects. And this, I guess, is a finishing school, and they're at their typewriters. And the finishing school has a cooking class as well. I thought I would I couldn't decide, I couldn't cut out this image and sacrifice the one on the back, so she gets both. And this is actually paper out of a typewriting class manual that I got from Renee, from her paper packs. I adore her paper packs. And here's another Sacred Geometry stamp from Stamperia. Thought it went really well on Renee's coffee dot paper there. Here's a library pocket with a card on this glassine. Here is a postcard from the seasonal pages. This fabric tab on the bottom of this page. Here is rice paper from Ciao Bella featuring a guitar, and I have decoupaged that onto Paper Garden LA's handmade paper. It's blue, light blue, and then I've heat embossed around the edges in gold. And that just sits in this tuck spot made from a digital by Maureen Astrid. And that's stitched along the side. Here is another Kelly Maleka's digital. This is Nepalese paper from Paper Connection. Here is a beautiful artwork postcard from Paul Lewin. This one is called Libation. It's a beautiful, imaginative dreamscape art. And this is a kind of a recipe card for pain-free tincture. And that's from Medieval Mirage. And here's a flashcard in here. I'm not going to take it out of the pocket or under the paperclip, and it says story. And that's inside this purple lace pocket. And that's purple laces from Renee. Here's some coffee dyed paper from Magdalena. And some notebook paper from Renee. Here's a Bisa Butler art postcard. It's the Safety Patrol. And on the back, just gifted my sticker made by May at Etchy Things. And the design was designed by Malaysia Bradley of Beats Designs. Here on the back inner paper is Rosemary Morris's beautiful eco dyeing. Had to use that on the inner papers. So beautiful. And here's the back. Thank you so very much. I so appreciate you. Oh, I do remember that there was a stamp I didn't show you. Here we go. There's a little zebra stamp there. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.